Yes, this government is a government in the interest of the people. So this is a kind of a general atmosphere. Now, to come to the final part, I would like to stress and explain what I mean when I say, to me, it's a project in the making. I maybe, because of my age and my experience, I'm more skeptical than others. I'm enthusiastic about any victory, but at the same time, I'm very skeptical. I have experienced too many defeats to be too optimistic. But I would like to just mention and emphasize a few contradictions and problems which have to be worked on in this process of building the new party. The first problem is indeed East and West. It's the new party is composed by a strong party from the East and a still quite weak party in the West. And well, it's a great success to come beyond the 5% mark, but still it's still quite small. It's not yet a mass influence. And this well, and this now in the East. Why is the PDS, or was the PDS so strong in the East? Well, one was, of course, what Ingar mentioned, history and tradition. They were solidary with their own party. So there were more aged people and more people from the old state apparatus. In Berlin, they had 52%, not in the last, but in the election before the last election in Berlin. In East Berlin, not in Holland. Because in East Berlin was concentrated the East German state. But in East Germany, social problems are much more eminent than in the West. Though in the West we have now regions like in the Ruhr district with 20% unemployment rates, which do not change over time. It's just stable. We do have many problem regions with immigrant people and the tendency of ghetto building and things like that. But the main problem, I like this example. I took part in a meeting of trade unions from the PDS party 3 years ago, and there was a comrade, and we were in the East, in Magdeburg, and they had local elections there, and I said, last Sunday I was elected mayor of my community with 70%. And I said, we have an employment ratio of more than 50% in my community. What should I do? As a socialist or as a communist, having been elected, being a mayor. So, getting support for the PDS in the West, in the East, means you must make social policy very concrete. You must, the interests of people in these quarters where they live, and they receive these reduced social subsidies, of which we call Hartz IV, which is in Germany. That was again the 2010 under Schröder. Can say something about Hartz afterwards, but this would go too far. They have to help them how to get a job, how to find a job. They have to deal with people, young people, which lost any perspectives in their lives. You have so many broken biographies in the East. At the same time, on this ground, for politics in East Germany, of course, there is a kind of pragmatism. How to solve problems, how to solve problems. In the West, you have a kind of a strong representation of trade union people. And they are oriented towards problem solving as well. But in the West, at the same time, the Western left never had the chance to get to power. It never was in a position to solve problems of great mass of people. And the German left, and the intellectual left, especially since the 60s and 70s, has been very sectarian, and there have been always quarreling between each other, etc., etc. This has changed a bit after the downbreak of the Soviet Union, there is a quite stable and important tendency of the Fourth International in the new party. Linksruck is the German word. I don't know what Ruck is in English. Ruck, a ruck, a shift. Shift towards the left is the name of the group. Their theoretical leader is Alex Kalinikos. He's from Britain, not Germany. Until now, they are very good in the students' organization and in the party organization as well. There have not yet been any problems of say entrism and taking power or things like that. But still, in Germany, in the left, we have the tradition of the former members of the Communist Party. We have the former members of the Social Democratic Party and of other left-wing groups. And of course, this is a difficult situation. The second is that, of course, you have in the party in the East, in the West more than in the East, this problem which was a problem of the Green Party too, of pragmatic, of people orienting towards political power, coalitions on the one side, and rather fundamentalist positions on the other side. And this, well, I think this is normal in a left-wing formation, but still it sometimes is a very difficult situation. You had it in West Berlin already, where the WASG was torn apart by a conflict with another group of Fourth International, SAV, in West Berlin. They split it up. Another point which might be quite interesting, and then I come to an end, what is the program of the left? As I told you, the successes of the left are just a reflection of this general atmosphere and mood, wanting more social justice and criticizing politicians, the government, social democracy, etc. They are pushing forward a politics which does not, which hurts moral and social justice. In this context, the left in its program is in economic policies, let's say a classical left-wing Keynesian program they are proposing. There are some debates about a guaranteed basic income or not as part of the program, or assuring full employment policy on the other side. That's the trade union position rather than the other one. This debate goes on, but still, let's say, the left is strong when they oppose. I think this is very important. Many projects, even foremost on the communal level, of privatization of public goods. And they have successes in this privatization of hospitals, of parts of the transport sector at the communal level, etc., etc. They organize movements of citizens in the towns, etc., to prevent it. And this is a very I think this is a very important part. Of course, the left is in the field of peace policy in the Bundestag against the use of the Bundeswehr, the German army, in Afghanistan and in other parts of the world. They oppose it. And at the same time, the left is a strong supporter of, Ingar mentioned this, of trade union positions and trade union demands, not only at the level of wage negotiations, but also on the political level of workers' democracy, etc., etc. But still, when I say it's a project